Namaste. Hi friends. Hope all are doing well. Today will be the next episode in the Bhakti segment. There was a confusion about whether Bhakti channel and Subbus Lounge talk are different channels. So I give a clarification. Bhakti, instead of Bhakti channel, I now call it as Bhakti segment. Within Subbus Lounge talk, we will have different segments. One segment is about self-development, personality development. This segment is about Bhakti and its role in self-development, and then we will have further stories of middle class boys or girls who have done well in life, similar, so that overall, if anybody is viewing this channel, will get an idea about the challenges, about the thought processes, about the different experiences one goes through from the time one enters college, that is around 15 years, and then goes to work from 25 years, and then gets into grahastha and further. So anyone gets into Subbu's launch talk will get an idea about the various subjects which used to be the main talking points during their time, or the main data points that one had to cross or one had to face. And Subbu's launch talk is not about teaching, because nobody can teach anybody. Nobody can teach anybody, but we can make everybody think. So Subbu's launch talk is not about teaching, but making you think. And in the process of thinking, you are not at a dead end. You get a new way of looking at your situation and finding your own solutions. So this is like a guide. For example, if water flows without any hindrance, so it will flow wherever it wants. It will go wherever it wants. It flows and destroys a lot of things. The mind is similar. If you allow it to flow, it will flow in all directions and create havoc. And and later, when you reach your retirement age, or later when you are done with all your job or earning and things like that, you feel that you could have done better. So the regret comes at the later stage. That is the paradox of life, that when you start your career, you see, we don't many things we don't know, and by the time you end your career, you know many things, but there is no career. To For those people who are just entering the career or entering into job, Subbu's launch talk is a platform to make you think that these are the various issues, because the issues are the same in every generation. The problems are the same in every generation. What is the problem? Roti, kapda, makan. Roti, kapda, makan is a problem of every generation. It is not particular to one generation, but not particular to another generation. So the quest for roti, kapda, makan and once you have your roti kapda makan, the next issue is self-development and peace of mind. So everybody is looking at the same problems, that now that I have got the roti kapda makan, how do I develop myself, and how self-development. So this is the broad objective of Subbus Launch Talk, and everything whatever is spoken, there will be a central message which you may find it useful to, as a tool to think about yourselves. So I said, if like a river or like this thing, it flows in all directions. Subbus Launch Talk is like an embankment on both sides. What is embankment? The channel your thoughts in a particular, channel it in a guided manner. So you, when you want to guide the water, what do? You make one bank here with concrete or this thing, and another bank, so that the water flows into the channel and goes into where you want it to go, and make it utilize this, rather than the water spreading in all directions and then flooding your mind and destroying and doing things what is unintended. So Subbus Launch Talk is building a channel for the thoughts to move in a singular direction for your own development purposes. What is development? Development is what you are today, you become better tomorrow. It could be in any manner, in your health, in your wealth, in your thought process. So everything is a development. Having said that, the greatest teacher of Hindu faith is, and what you can learn, from whom you can learn, is the festival today. It's called Mahashivratri. Shiva is Mahashivratri. So what is Mahashivratri to do with self-development? So in this particular episode, I'll be talking about how you can look at what you can learn from this particular Mahadev, Mahakal. You also call him Bholenath. Bholenath, one who will grant you boons without even thinking what is the consequences on him. If you remember, he gave a boon to a person, who said that whomsoever head I keep my hand should perish. And Bholenath, without thinking twice, granted that to his devotee. And the devotee then said, how do I know that you have granted me this boon? How do I test it? So Shiva said, what do you want to do? He said, first I want to touch your head and test whether the person perishes. And Lord Shiva had to run away from that place and find some solution from his brother Vishnu. The point I'm making is, Lord Shiva is called a Bholenath. He doesn't look at the consequences, he grants you all boons. So he's the right person for asking boons. तुम कुछ भी पूछो, वो भोलेनाथ आगे पीछे देखेगा नहीं, दे देगा तुमको, कुछ भी पूछो. So now let's get into the subject of what one can learn from Bholenath, from Mahadev. In the Hindu faith, normally, if you look at it, you are told that be like Ram, be like Shiva, be like Krishna, and these guys are perfect people in their spheres. Perfect. One can meditate for ages in Himalayas, sitting in the cold weather. Krishna can win a war without even firing one arrow. With his words, he can finish off one Mahabharata. He can teach a lesson to everybody with no weapons in his hand and not using anything, just being a charioteer. खाली घोड़ा चलाते हैं और महाभारत कर देते हैं. And Ram, he was a Maryada Purushottam. The man, when he is about to become a king, his father said, because of Kaikeyi's boon, he had to go to the forest, and he said, I will, without any hesitation, he said, I will go. So these are very perfect human beings, human or a perfect avatars. Now, why do in Indian context always they try to say that you be like Ram, why be like Krishna or be like Shiva? Something, something which is not possible for ordinary human beings or for ordinary. See, शिवा जैसा कैसा बन सकते हैं यार, कृष्णा कैसा बन सकते हैं? This has got a management concept. Now, what is a management concept? In management concept, there is a concept called goal. They'll say that first you have a goal. So, in Hindu faith, you have such exalted attributes, such exalted people, such people who are such avatars. They, from our young age, we have been asked to keep such high goals. High goal, keep them as a goal. Why do you require high goal? In management, they say that if you keep a high goal, that is, even if you aim for the sky, you will at least reach the top of the tree. So you may not reach the sky, but keep your goal high. So I have been in sales field, in presentations, mostly they will ask, what is your goal? What is your target? And then after giving the result, give me a stretch target. What is stretch target? Target के ऊपर और बताना, और आगे बताना. So in one of the conversations I had said that why don't we accept reality? Why do we say we will reach this target and that target when we know it is, nobody knows what will happen tomorrow or what will in 1 year, whether we will achieve it or not. But what is the point? You just say we are at zero, and then we will slowly climb, and okay, we will keep progressing and reach somewhere. And I was asked to shut up and told that if you don't even have a goal, what will you do? This made me think. गोल बड़ा रखना चाहिए, बड़ा बड़ा सोचना चाहिए. So when you are young, you should think Lamborghini लेने का है, I should पूरा USA जाने का है, इधर जाने का है, उधर. Keep the goal high. So the first tip for you when you take your job is set your goal high. Set your, or at least speak even if you don't believe it. Because if you keep a small goal, they say ये सोचता भी नहीं है. He doesn't, he is a negative fellow. उसका गोल ही छोटा रखता है, फिर क्या करेगा? गोल बड़ा होना चाहिए. Keep goal sky high. अभी how many people can reach the sky? We don't even know how far it is. लेकिन गोल sky high रखने का उसका मतलब क्या है? At least you will reach the top of the tree. So this is one argument. So similarly, we look at avatars who are almost impossible to be like them. But if you think about them, you will at least partially, even if you get their qualities, you become a different person. Even partially. So let me talk about Mahadev. Mahadev has got two aspects. One aspect is he meditates in the Himalayas, unconcerned, or rather immersed in self-thought, immersed himself. He's not looking at the outside world. And the second one is as Umapati. Uma means Parvati, and Parvati ka pati is Uma. Uma ka pati is Shiva. So Bhagwan ka, the Swarup which he takes in the Himalayas is called Shambo. And we will talk about Shambo. What do we learn from Shambo? And we'll also talk about Umapati, his family. Umapati ka family. So the video may go a little bit more than 25 minutes, but it is a subject which on this particular day, on Mahashivratri day, would be a good what do you call, remembrance of Lord Shiva. So when you say Shambho, Shambho means it comes from the word Swayambhu. All his knowledge is self-created. उन्होंने खुद सोच के किया, सोच के he has developed so much of knowledge. Swayambhu. And from Swayambhu, so that's why in management concept, it is called your potential. The potential is within you. Now, how do I get that potential, or how do I live to that potential? Is what, just do what Shambho does. So Shambho comes from the word Swayambhu. Swayambhu means self-created, self-knowledge, self-analysis, self. So what does Shiva do to understand himself so closely? Shambho. So you call for the Shambho within you. Shambho. So when on Mahashivratri day they say, keep meditating on Shambho. Shambho. You keep saying this Shambho. Calling for his grace. Shambho's grace. So that your own thought processes, your own analysis, your own way of coming to different solutions, it all comes within you. It is all within you. It is all within your mind. So Shambho is an Swayambhu that is within inside you. That is within inside you. So how does this in practical terms, how does this can be understood? I say each and every human being is Sat Chit Ananda. Sat Chit Ananda. Now what is Sat, what is Chit, and what is Ananda? Every human being is, Sat means existence, the way your body, your breathing, your eating, your digestive system, your this, your existing, Sat, that is called existence. Chit, what is Chit? Chit is the consciousness. Something is making you think, something is making you, so like for example, Sat means you can have the five senses: tongue, ear, eyes, nose, skin, touch. So what does Chit mean? Chit means the one which gives the taste to the tongue. So that from the tongue you get some taste. That taste is through the Chit. That comes from the. Similarly, when you hear music, certain sounds look like music. Certain sounds look like, अरे क्या जोर से गा रहा है, कुछ बेसुर गा रहा है. That element of understanding whether this is sur or besur comes from the Chit. Similarly, nose, the fragrance of the flower. When you understand the fragrance, when you enjoy the fragrance, it is coming from that consciousness which is inside you. Sat Chit, fragrance. Similarly, eyes, what gives you light and you see a tree, you see a this. So what gives power to your eyes is Chit. So the consciousness, that consciousness from the brain, that aspect, body, mind aspect. And Ananda means every human being is looking out for happiness. Ananda. So you say Sat Chit Ananda. So the basic human being is Sat Chit Ananda. Don't say he is Sat Chit Dukha. We say samsara is Dukha samsara and all those things. But Shambho makes it as Sat Chit Ananda. You have the potential within you to make to search a Sukha and not concentrate on Dukha, because Sukha and Dukha is something, is your thought process. For example, somebody may like a brinjal and somebody may not like a brinjal. So do you accuse the brinjal that it is good or it is not good? The brinjal is brinjal. But one person's mind is saying brinjal is very tasty for him. And another person's mind is saying the brinjal is not tasty for him. So nothing wrong with the brinjal. The issue is with our own chit, with your own consciousness, which sorts of tells you that brinjal is not good for you or brinjal is good for you. Similarly, sukha and dukkha are two different aspects, but one sukha is brinjal is good, another sukha is brinjal. Nothing wrong with the situation. The situation remains the same, but you interpreting as sukha and dukkha is different from person to person. So Shambho or Lord Shiva tells us how to look at that sukha, how to find that Sat Chit Ananda. So one of the techniques which we has shown, or which ages rishis and munis have done, is a very simple technique to get your potential. And what is that simple technique? That simple technique is meditation. Nothing. You just calm yourself down. Like you shut down a computer. Calm yourself. Just sit and think nothing. Shunya. Kuch bhi mat socho. And in meditation, just if your thoughts are continuously moving, if something else is coming while you are meditating, you repeat one word and concentrate on that word so that your mind doesn't waver to a large extent. So on Mahashivratri day, they say, start from today meditating. What do you say? Shambo, Shambho, 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 Shambho. So what does this Shambho do? Shambho means get my potential within me. I want to understand my potential within me, to understand the situations. So on Mahashivratri day, they call for meditation. Now, from management point of view, you will ask, why, sir, by just keeping quiet, how can problems get solved? How can things fall in place automatically? What is there in meditation? In meditation, it is like your mind is like a muddy water. Just, if you have a rush of water with collecting all mud, stones, dunya bhar ka cheez, it goes. For such a mind, if you start meditating, the water calms down. The storm or the water or the rush in your mind calms down. And when the water is clear, once it calms down, water is clear, you can see everything. That's why they say calm waters run deep. A transparent water, if you look at a very transparent water, it is very different. And a muddy water, it is a very different thing. So meditation is the way to calm your mind so that you say things very clearly, and from that, from your Swayambhu, you know what to do and what not to do. For example, in certain situations, the agitations in your mind, my mind gets agitated looking at something. You get agitated. You want to do something. I mean, you want to shout. You want to, for example, at that point of time when you start meditating, you calm yourself down, and then you can then respond, whether you have to respond or not. In a calm mind, you can respond better. The response is better. So, Shambho is equal to Swayambhu, which is equal to Sat Chit Ananda, which is equal to meditation. So, what you learn from Lord Shiva's Mahashivratri day is bring meditation into your system. Once you bring meditation into your system, the Ishvara, which is within you, the Swayambhu, which is you, merges with your ego, with yourself. When I talked about Atma, so the Ishvara and the Atma become one. When I say Ishvara, the potential within you, the potential within you to access the attributes of those avatars comes within you, and you get a very measured response to situations. You don't get angry with your father, you will not get angry with your mother, you will not get angry with your friends, you will not get angry for every situation. Every situation you will be at very, you will be facing every situation calmly. And if somebody shouts also, you will be very, absolutely very calm. Maybe in some other launch talk I'll talk to you about uh, how one can calm another person down, or how you can respond calmly, giving an example of barking dogs. But that is for another day. It's called a barking dog theory. So let me come to the second aspect of Umapati. Umapati means the Lord Shiva's family has got, is the first family. We call it as the first family. That means a family which can be taken as an example for understanding how to run a family, how to in any organization there will be different types of people, different types of, whether it is even a family, whether it is your own house, your brother would be different, your sister would be different, your mother would be different, your father would be different, your uncles will be different, everybody will be different. You go to an office, again it's a collection of people, all, everybody will be different, your cousins will be different. So you don't have any control on how all these people think, or how all these people will respond. Then you have no control. The only control you have is within yourself. Swayambhu, within yourself. You have no other control on all these people. Neither anybody has control over you. What you are is you are. No one can tell me that you feel like this and like that. I will just maybe listen. Sometimes I'll pass it on, or sometimes I will, when I think it is right, I will adopt a few things over that. So you can't take for granted that whatever you tell me, I will accept it and I will do accordingly. So that's how we are made. That's how we are made. So we accept that reality. Now in Shiva's family, it's a very interesting family. What is the interesting family? Shiva sits with Parvati, and they have two sons, Ganesha and Kartikeya. In south we call him Muruga. Now what is the vehicle, or what is wrapped around Shiva? Shiva has a snake wrapped around his neck, and there are significance of that we will go later. But now let me come to the point of how the family, how Shiva as an head of the family runs his family. So he's got a snake. Now Muruga, Muruga's pet is what? Or Muruga's pet is peacock. Now what is the relation between peacock and snake? The peacock and snake are enemies. The moment a snake is seen, the peacock will jump and attack the enemy. It's a prey. The snake is a prey of peacock. Now come to Ganpati. What is the pet of Ganpati? Mouse. Now what is the relation between mouse and a snake? Both are enemies. The snake, moment it looks at the mouse, the mouse is like a prey, or the rat is like a prey for the snakes. So how does Shiva run a family where snake is the enemy of peacock, and then rat is enemy of snake? And this is where there is a point which Lord Shiva's family we can learn is, in spite of all these contradictions, Shiva doesn't say that, Kartikeya, you should not bring your peacock as a pet to your house. He doesn't say, Ganpati, you don't bring your mouse to the house. And they don't say that, Father, why don't, no need of snake. But so what? So each of them have their own pets, have their own pet ideas. When we say pet, we can say they have own pet ideas, which are totally opposite. Everybody's pet ideas are totally opposites. But Lord Shiva, in spite of so much of contradictions, is able to maintain them as one. It comes as a one unit. They are like a one unit. So if you look at the photograph, all will be sitting together. They are one unit. And Parvati's pet is lion. Durga, Parvati's pet is lion. So all these lion, snake, peacock, rat are all living in the same house. Which means that people may have different ideas, different pet ideas. But in spite of these pet ideas, we don't argue on why do you have that idea, you should not be like that, you do this, do that, I don't like you, I don't like, all these agitations and all this, difference of opinions. In spite of all those things, Shiva's family is an example for all of us. So on this Mahashivratri day, I come to the end of this video, and we can learn from Lord Shiva and get his grace through meditation. Number one, meditation. Thinking about him. Meditation is constantly thinking about something. And instead of thinking cinema, instead of thinking cricket, instead of thinking politics, think Shambo. Because from Shambho you can discover your potential. So meditation is about concentrating on one subject and thinking about it. And today is the day to call for Shambho's grace. And second is the Umapati family, the Lord family. In spite of contradictions, in spite of different opinions and things like that, you maintain an harmony. You maintain your calm, you maintain your respect each other's ideas, yet not necessary that you have to change, but at least respect. Yes, he has a different point of view. Matbed honge, dushmani nahi. That is what they say. Matbed honge, dushmani nahi. And today the Supreme Court has given a verdict that right to criticize is there in democracy. So that's something well which Lord Shiva himself does. The right to criticize is there with you, but it is not, right to criticize doesn't mean right criticism. So what is right to criticize is not right criticism. Right to criticize is to criticize, and in criticize you can have your own opinions, you can have your own presumptions, and you can jump into conclusions. So you can jump into conclusions, you can have your own presumptions. The critic and the criticized both have a right to criticize, but it doesn't mean it is right criticism. And this is what is Lord Shiva's family is all about. And that is how we can become leaders in our, or what do you call, we can learn from our family, with an organization, other things, that there will be difference of opinion, matbed honge, lekin dushmani nahi. That is, we will have difference of opinion, but we are not dushman, we are not enemies. So hope you like this video, and with the thought that may Lord Shiva help grace everybody, Bholenath grant you all the boons and give you the ability to find solutions for yourself through your Swayambhu, through your Satchitananda. I come to this end of this video. If you like this video, like, share with your friends, subscribe, and don't forget to press the bell icon for further such videos. Thank you for listening. Goodbye and take care.